They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down. Charles, when you talk about free safeties, I think one word comes to mind, range. And we saw an example of a rangy free safety right there.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
And the final number here in terms of top speed, I mean, that almost looks like a misprint. He was just absolutely flying. Unbelievable. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll look to throw here. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So a nice run right there, and worth mentioning their usual starting running back out this week. The hope is it's just a short-term absence, but this is where it pays, Charles, to have a quality reserve that you can turn to when you need it.
And to me, they definitely have that, because this is a guy who's more than capable of picking up the slack. And he's likely going to see a big share of carries as this one progresses. And how many times do we see running backs jump into the breach and have big games?
And finally out of bounds, just inside the 10. A huge play there on the screen pass.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. The defensive coordinators love that. You got a cornerback willing to stick his nose in there, come up on run support, and stop that pop pass dead in its tracks.
And, partner, one good thing about trying to defend that play, you should see it coming the whole way. You see the receiver coming in motion in your direction. Nice job eluding the blocker, making the play behind the line.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And it's picked up by the Panthers. Opening drive fumble, and the 4 miscues that they had last week. 4 turnovers, Charles. So this is a bad trend.
And, Brandon, you and I both know that they didn't just ignore what happened last week. They focused on it, tried to get better. And when it happens here again in this game, the head coach is going to see that as a direct reflection on his message to the team, and it's not.
Touchdown, Carolina! Miles Boykin, 89 yards. And the Panthers are going to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 7-0. 7,
Lions 0. Brandon McManus set to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now they'll run on the draw. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time. 2nd and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough, and I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the Panthers are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. Fitu Melifonwu up to make the tackle there. Second down, another run with Taylor. They'll get only a couple down to the 44. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Off of play action, it's Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the Lions are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On play action, they'll throw. They'll roll him out right. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Defensively, they came into the game with the understanding they're going to have to slow him down on passes just like this because he was over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And you know they want to get him involved here as well.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. And he'll give it here to his running back. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 61 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball.
Touchdown! A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and we are tied here in the second quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Terrific running there to start the drive as that's going to go for 15 and a quick first down as well. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
First down.
Here's Taylor. And he's got room. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Carolina. The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs. And that one certainly fell into the latter category. And that deserves a couple exclamation points. McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 14-7.
Lions 7. Brandon McManus set to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big connection on that one. 33 yards.
At the 42-yard line.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. They go play action here on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Daniels. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 19-yard line.
Now they try the right side here. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
3rd and 7.
Back to throw here. He's going to have the hook up to Schwartz. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. He'll look to throw. Incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it, and the Panthers will get the football back. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he finally goes out of bounds across the opposite 40. A big play there for Carolina.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
But Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they've got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw, Watson. And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. It'll wind up going as a sack and a loss of 2. And now the task gets more difficult here on 3rd and goal. Now Watson on 3rd and goal. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Max Crosby, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal. Now brings up a decision on 4th down.
McManus able to put it through, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Taken at the 15, a short kick.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see.
They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. Picked up by Troy Pride.
And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
And unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
I think we could all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
That's going to be caught, and he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. DK Metcalf with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Panthers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point from McManus is good, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Line 7. Brandon McManus set to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Dancing to his left. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. He'll look to throw, escaping the pressure right. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. Forced out to his left. And this incomplete. He tried to check it down to his running back and nearly had the ball picked.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This one from 48 yards away. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good, and that will close the gap down to 14. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we come upon halftime intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line can play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Again, it's Taylor. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Faking the give. Now Watson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Give the sack to Lorenzo Carter. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return, and the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Yeah, boy, now you see him, now you don't. Excellent move, nice run, winds up getting about 6.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
On second down, it's Hawkins. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
At the 26-yard line.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
92 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Yeah, once more, strong running. Excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And now you have to wonder, partner, at what point in time do they forget the running game? It's been a struggle so far in this one. I would think they'd have to start throwing it a little bit more.
2nd and 11.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
They'll look to throw.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. But the passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They'll set up to throw. Flushed out right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit.
Anthony Schwartz,
His 4th touchdown on the year.
and the Lions' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Santos with the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown.
Panthers 24, Lions 17.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive 1st and 10.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Watson being chased out left. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Oh, he tries to give it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down. They'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
They're going to look to throw. He'll buy some time right. He finds his man complete. It's Nash. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
A 1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. This is caught. And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career, that draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they call Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
For a tight end, he's got good straight-line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Going quickly out wide to Moore. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. The Panthers on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. Temptation there certainly to go for this, but I think you have to kick it, right?
The temptation coming from the fantasy owners, right? I mean, there are some that are going to want to kick it because they may have that kicker, but overall, get more yardage, maybe a chance for a touchdown. But no, absolutely not. Run that field goal kicker out there. Kick it. You got to take the chance to take the lead right now. You don't want to put it back on your defense.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. We'll see if they can grab the lead. Either way, what a job their defense did to force the turnover on downs to set up this opportunity. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Brian Burns in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. A big play there for Detroit.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
The 36-yard line.
Looking to throw. Rolling to his right. And his throw here's incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
If they get nothing else here on 3rd down, it'd be a 53-yard attempt from this spot. He'll drop to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. It's a quarterback sneak. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first.
But when you do call quarterback sneak, you don't mind if your quarterback's a little bit on the vertically challenged side, do you? Because he's just going to hide behind his big guys up front and be able to surge forward and pick up the 1st down.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They face a second down, but they are in field goal range. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Got to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on third down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So a big one coming now for Cairo Santos. This for the lead in the final stages. Santos' kick is up and through, and they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Watson. Able to find Boykin. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for third down. Now Watson. And returning right back to Boykin. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Catch is made by Metcalf. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on first and goal. They'll run here with Taylor, and he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Here's Watson on the sneak, and I don't think he got in. The big bodies up front held him at the 1. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll look to run with Taylor. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Makes the score Panthers 31, Lions 27.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. One possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. He's back to throw. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, there's so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that one or two guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
Buying time to his left. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
I shall come forth as pure gold. Have you been tried in the fire? Have you been tried in the fire? Well, tell me. Did you come through as pure gold?
You kick it like the benefactor's benefactor. Well, truthfully, we know you never been a factor. Well, honestly, the truth is that you've been an actor. And now your actions got them boys dropped the mask up. Lectures from the devil got you piping hot. This up and you get screwed and chopped, no Michael Watts. When I was 10, I knew I should have been on Rap a Lot. Think like Jay Prince and I do more than just rap a lot. I went and got my digits up. Your favorite, bruh. You don't want no trouble, cuz. The 25th, I got a meeting with the governor. That's your rap a lot, no cap a lot. I used to from Farron down to Camelot. I used to whip up in my granny's pot. She asked my friends, was I? They said, nope, he not. The line to a praying woman. The truth's a heavy burden and it's weighing on me. Red Dog has caught me slipping with the